1 minute. What a great week we had. An absolutely really great week. What's going on, everyone? It's Alex Goddard back here again with another Premier League catch-up show. Week 28. I'll remember this day forever. An important win for Manchester United, beating the reigning champions Chelsea 2-1. Get in there, United! That's more like it. Honestly, I thought we were going to be absolutely terrible against Chelsea. I thought we were going to have no charisma, but Romelu Lukaku! This is why we paid 75 million quid for him. Because this is what he should be doing in every single game. That performance right there against Chelsea is what Lukaku's all about. And if he continues his performance like this every single game, I will be a happy Manchester United fan. Boy, that feels so good. We've actually done quite well against the top teams this season. We've beaten Tottenham at home, we beat Arsenal away, and now we beat Chelsea at home. Next up, it's going to be Liverpool at home. Watch out, Liverpool, because we're coming for you. Honestly. Wow, what a game though, because I watched the first half thinking we were good, we were sloppy, we were not actually professional as we were. Chelsea got the first goal by Willian. I thought De Gea could have done better, but then we got back into the game from Romelu Lukaku. I knew that into passing with Martial, Sanchez and Lukaku worked extremely well, and we got the equalising goal, and I thought, right, if United could get another goal after this, we could possibly win the thing. I didn't actually see the second half because I was too busy at work, but then when I had some time to look at my phone at work, then I saw the result, I was so relieved that we got the important win. I think everyone at work actually heard me when I shouted, yes, United have won, and they were like, hang on, stop shouting, what are you shouting about? And then honestly, they just saw the United shirt I was wearing underneath, and I was thinking, oh, of course, because you're a United fan, okay, I can forgive you. But yes, thanks to Jesse Lingard, or should I say Messi Lingard in that sense, because Jesse Lingard is on fire right now. Honestly, I think when it comes to a point where we need a goal, we need an important goal, I can always rely on Jesse Lingard, because he is just an outstanding player this season, possibly one of our best players of the season. My word, Jesse Lingard, you are a lifesaver. But I think overall, United in the second half were much better. Chelsea was still on the counter-attack, and unfortunately, Chelsea were given a goal, but then it was called offside because I think Morata was offside, but I don't actually know. I actually had a look at the replay and it was actually looked like Morata was onside, but I'm glad that the linesmen were on our side this week, because other weeks they've been poor, they've been not on our side, they've been ruling out important decisions that we needed, but thank goodness the referees were on our side this week. But yes, honestly, I feel so relieved after that disappointing embarrassment against Newcastle United. I was thinking, going into this game, we're going to mess up. We're going to lose at home yet again. Our home record is pretty good. Unfortunately, Manchester City are the only team who have beaten us at home this season. But I was not going to allow Chelsea to pick a win at Old Trafford this season. But no, thank goodness Jose Mourinho sticked to his tactics and he gave us the important 3 points. And now, Jose Mourinho must be loving the fact that Antonio Conte has lost again, but then realising that Chelsea, they've got Manchester City next. So it's going to be another rocky ride for Chelsea. But honestly, I feel so relieved right now. That's got me pumped. Honestly, I tell you right now, that game has been the best game of this week. Another massive big game that I really want to talk about is Crystal Palace and Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, who else would you get the goal for Tottenham Hotspur? Harry Kane does it again. He scores a last minute equaliser against Crystal Palace. After Crystal Palace did so well defending wise, and they didn't really give away many chances, or they didn't take as many chances. But Tottenham, they had so many chances, they were wasteful in this game, but then they find the important goal through Harry Kane, which I have to say that he is on fire again. Harry Kane comes out from nowhere and he produces some unexpected goals, and he's just a rocket full of goals. He's ready to blast every single goal into the back of the net. He's on fire right now. I can't tell you how much Harry Kane is such a good striker. He's almost at the top of every single striker in the world. And could you possibly say that he's better than Messi or Ronaldo, judging by the amount of goals? But that's a decision that I'm going to leave to the comment section down below. But I must say that Harry Kane is on top form in the Premier League this season. But I have to say that Dele Alli proving once again that he is a diving cheat. My honest opinion, but when I was watching the game, he dived way too many times, and it was like, you know, a continuing rhythm for him, that when he saw that opportunity, his instant, you know, thought was to dive. And I think the referees now, they're getting really suspicious of Dele Alli, because if he dives once again, then I can see Dele Alli getting a red card, or possibly even a yellow, or possibly maybe even a ban for diving. He could be banned from football, or who knows. But honestly, I think referees are now being a bit more careful with Dele Alli, because he's one type of player who's likely to dive and who's more likely to get away with diving. So the referees, they have to be very careful on how to make these decisions on seeing if Dele Alli, is it a dive or is it an actual foul. I know one of them, it wasn't actually a dive, it was actually literally a penalty, but it wasn't given though. But then the other two, they were definitely dives. And I think Dele Alli just needs to stop, because he's a professional player, he's a growing lad, and I think he just needs to stop this attitude with this diving technique, because this won't get you the important wins or possibly the important penalties. If he wants to be a world-class player, then he should stop diving and just continue in the form he is right now and score and be at the level where Harry Kane is right now. Because Dele Alli, for me, he's not at the level where Christian Eriksen or Harry Kane is at the moment. He needs to just put his head into gear and stop this diving technique and just play well. That's all I hope for. And Liverpool, they got a good massive result against West Ham United. Yeah, again, West Ham, they don't have a chance. Even a high-scoring team like Liverpool, like they scored through Emre Can, Robbie Firmino, Salah. Again, Salah cannot stop scoring. I definitely think that either Harry Kane or Mo Salah is going to get the golden boot this season, but I have no idea who's going to be this season. But I have to say that Mo Salah, he's on top form yet again, because if he can't just stop scoring, but I think the way he scores and the way he gets past defenders is just incredible. I just wish Jose Mourinho must have signed Mo Salah back in summer, because then Liverpool would have been down at the bottom, possibly near the relegation zone. Sorry Liverpool, but just that's my honest opinion about you, because I just hate Liverpool, and I cannot wait for within 2 weeks time we are against Liverpool at Old Trafford, and it's going to be a big rivalry between those two teams. Liverpool, we're coming for you. I hope you're ready, because certainly we are. From that big massive result against Chelsea, we're coming for you, Liverpool, next. But yes, West Ham, they didn't have a chance. And also Patrice Evra, a former Manchester United player, played against them in that match. And I don't want to be as a picky person, but I heard most of the Liverpool fans, they were chanting Luis Suarez towards Patrice Evra, which back in the past, there was some racial rivalry between those two players, Patrice Evra and Luis Suarez. And Luis Suarez saying like, oh, I don't like you because you're black and all this racist kind of talk. And I think the Liverpool fans were just kind of blatantly, you know, being racist towards Patrice Evra, just saying Suarez all towards him. And I think that really pissed off Patrice Evra. But he's a great player, Patrice Evra, and he will do well at United. When I say United, I mean West Ham United, not Manchester United. I got confused there. I thought I just said he's going to be doing so well at United. I didn't actually mean Manchester United. I just meant West Ham United. Sorry, my pronunciations. Sometimes they get messed up. Anyway, let's move on to another match. And I have to say again and again and again, Bournemouth are proving to be one of the best teams to produce some amazing comebacks. I mean, they've had so many comebacks this season, but I think this one has to be a brilliant one to remember. Newcastle scoring one and then scoring two, thinking, alright, Newcastle have got this pretty comfortable win. I think they're going to continue and win the game. But then, just in the last 10 minutes, Bournemouth score another goal. And then thinking, oh, maybe Bournemouth can bring this back a bit. And then suddenly in the 90th minute, Bournemouth make it 2-2. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, Bournemouth as a team, they're not really good in the first half. But when it comes back to like the last few minutes of the game, they can produce some outstanding results. And this win against Newcastle has done themselves proud because it just shows the fight in Bournemouth. Because Newcastle United, they are a good team, proving that they beat Manchester United a couple of weeks ago. But I think they just need to completely kill the games off by taking the chances well. Because otherwise, if you give other teams more opportunities to come back into the game, then you're going to get punished. And this is what Newcastle, failed to do in this game. They went 2-0 up and they had so many chances to completely put the game to bed. But they didn't do that. They gave Bournemouth so many chances to come back into the game. And yeah, they kind of reduced their, 3 points to just 1 point apiece. But it was a really hard-fought victory for Bournemouth. It actually feels like a victory for Bournemouth in that sense. But for Newcastle, it's a point, but they won't take it. I think they could have just had so much more chances and they could have won the game easily. But that's Newcastle's fault, not my fault. But well done, Bournemouth, for coming back into the game. Again, I'm thinking that they were one of the favourite teams in this Premier League season. Possibly my second favourite team of all. But I will get on to my other favourite team, Leicester City, who kind of draw against Stoke. And I know Stoke, they have been on okay form. They need to just get a couple of good wins, because they are in the relegation zone. And I have a feeling that Stoke, they may be going down with West Brom this season, because again, I mentioned on West Brom, but Stoke, they did well in this game. They got a goal through Shaqiri, and then unfortunately Stoke conceded the goal through Jack Butland from an own goal, and it was such a very weird angle. I mean, O'Brighton took like a shot, and basically Jack Butland was ready there trying to catch the ball, and all of a sudden it just kind of bounces off his arm and goes into the net. And I was thinking, oh, lucky goal. And Leicester have sort of got a chance of going back into this game. And yeah, Leicester only came out with a 1-1 draw against Stoke. But then again, I think Leicester, they're on good form right now. But again, I think it's that combination between Mahrez and Vardy. I think just that combination, Mahrez and Vardy, it's like fish and chips. Honestly, you can't beat fish and chips, and with Mahrez and Vardy going at each other, producing some quality stuff for Leicester, it's unbelievable. But when Mahrez, unfortunately, he might go in the summer. I have a feeling that he will go in the summer, but I don't know what team he's going to go to. But I have a feeling that he might go to City. But who knows, he actually might stay at Leicester. But for me, Leicester are a good team. But I think they're up against Bournemouth next. So it might be quite interesting to see if Bournemouth could get a crucial win against Leicester. Or could it be like another draw for Leicester? Who knows? Anyway, let's move on to another tie game, which I thought this was a very interesting game. Watford and Everton. Now again, both teams, they're in the exact same place of where they are in the table. I think Watford, they're 9th, and Everton, they're 8th. So it's kind of like a good match to test if these two teams can counteract each other. Could they get a draw? It was looking more like a 0-0 draw in this game, but then Watford got a really crucial win from their captain Troy Deeney. And Troy Deeney hasn't scored many goals this season, but he scored a really crucial one against Everton. And yeah, I think Watford, again, they're proving to be a really, really good team. And poor Sam Allardyce's team, I felt like when Rooney came onto the pitch, he could have created more. Walcott, I don't think he did very little. But then again, I think Everton, they did have their chances and they defended well. But then unfortunately from that goal, they just kind of crumbled to pieces. But again, I think Sam Allardyce, I think he's alright with Everton. I don't know if I like Allardyce when he was at Palace, or do I like him when he's at Everton? I don't really know, because there's just so many difficult things I could say about Sam Allardyce, as he's a great manager. But I think he really needs to just work a bit more with Everton, and again, trying to get those important wins against the likes of Watford, because when it comes to the top teams, then they are going to struggle. But we'll just have to see how they get on. Another important match which I felt was a real great victory, and it was Brighton and Swansea, which Brighton comfortably got a 4-1 victory against Swansea. Now against Swansea, they are, you know, going down possibly to the relegation zone, but honestly, I think Swansea, I think they really need to pick themselves up. However, they may be relegated this season. Could they possibly get through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? I think they might do. But then again, if they do get through, and if Tottenham beat Rochdale, then they might face Tottenham in the next round. Which I have a feeling that Tottenham are going to get through, but they're going to have to beat Rochdale at home at Wembley. So at least Rochdale will be able to get to Wembley, at least just for a game against Spurs, but not for the FA Cup final, unfortunately. But yeah, Brighton had a really comfortable victory against Swansea. It was just a piece of cake for Brighton. It was just so comfortable. Anthony Knockaert had a really great goal. Glenn Murray again on scoring form. And speaking of Anthony Knockaert, he did a celebration which he was trying to do a backflip, but then he decided, no, I'm not going to do a backflip. But then he did another somersault over. So I just thought, okay, that's kind of a, you know, a mess up of a of a backflip. But then he kind of, you know, produced this, you know, this weird celebration, which I thought, oh, it's quite funny. I quite like it. And then, yeah, I thought the last match of this game, which I think it was Burnley and Southampton, that's it. And yeah, Burnley again, I think they haven't won for ages. In their last 6 games or anything like that, they've completely drawn all of their games. But again, I think it's always difficult to come away with an important draw. And for Southampton's point of view, they need so many points as possible on the road, because trying to find wins is very, very difficult for them. But I think in this match, Southampton did okay. They didn't look too bad, in my opinion. I thought Burnley looked really good going forward, but again, I think it was just these two teams are the same with each other. They counteract each other with the same amount of chances, and they have really good goalkeepers. Sooner after another, one's going to give up, and then hopefully that may lead into a victory. But then again, suddenly they have to make a mistake. Burnley were kind of, you know, complaining to the referee that the referee got in the way, and then that led to the Southampton goal. But then again, I think Southampton deserved it in the end, because they were just struggling for at least as many points as possible, because again, they are possibly maybe relegated this season. It's difficult between them and Swansea or Crystal Palace, in my opinion, but still the relegation battle is still on. Anyone could get out of the relegation zone, but unfortunately West Brom have suffered another defeat, and I think it's more becoming likely that Pardew is going to be going out. If they don't win the next game, which is against Watford, then I think that's goodbye from Alan Pardew, because Pardew hasn't done much for West Brom. Lost to Huddersfield 2-1, and unfortunately it just really shows the fact that these West Brom players, they just don't care anymore, and it just feels a bit unfortunate that they have to be in this kind of manner. And Johnny Evans, who I thought was a really good defender, he's not doing well at all. I think all of the West Brom players, well, except for a few like Solomon Rondon and Robson Kanu, those are the only quality players in that squad. However, Ben Foster, who I thought was a really good goalkeeper for West Brom, but at the moment he's doing terrible as their goalkeeper. But I think West Brom, they are more likely to become relegated this season. It could be another year or possibly 2 years before they get back to the Premier League. Who knows? But it's my honest opinion that it's 6 points that kind of separates between them and Stoke. So do I see them getting another 6 points to possibly get back in this fight? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen for West Brom fans. I'm sorry, West Brom fans, but it's just true. Pardew's been there for a while, and it looks like that he might stay for like the next game, but then if you lose against Watford, then bye bye Pardew. Anyway, I think that's all for this game. The most important thing was about Manchester United winning against Chelsea. But do I have to mention about City? To be fair, City are now the League Cup winners. Congratulations to Manchester City for winning their first trophy this season. But can they win the league? Can they win Champions League? But sorry, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, sorry, Manchester City fans, you got beaten out by Wigan in the FA Cup. Sorry about that. That was a really good game, by the way. Oh, well, at least the treble is still on for you, but the quadruple, not really. And Arsenal, Do I need to explain more? They are absolute shamble of a team. They are absolutely dreadful this season. And with a performance like that against Manchester City, they have no chance. And speaking enough, on Thursday, they've got another match against Manchester City as a league game. I'm not going to do a review of that game because why bother? They're just two teams I'm not the biggest fan on. Manchester City, they were enemies, and Arsenal, yeah, I don't care because we got the Alexis Sanchez, but they got our Mkhitaryan. But oh well, that's it for this week of Premier League action. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, for this Premier League catch-up show of week 28. I hope you enjoyed it. Please smash the like button and remember to please subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.